Fear propelled me once again down one step, then two. My mind blank except for one thought: get out.
If I'm the person who came downstairs and found a dead body, what would I do initially?
And if it turned out to be a woman whose disappearance has become a social media obsession, what would you do?
Hopefully you come for the plot and you stay for the character.
Kellye Garrett puts her main character through a roller coaster ride in the thriller Missing White Woman. It's the CBS New York Book Club's Reader's Choice.
Right now, CBS New York's Book Club with Mary Calvi.
Hello and welcome to our June meetup. We're so glad you're joining us as we kick off the start of summer reading. Say hello to some of our readers. We got together recently to discuss Missing White Woman by Kellye Garrett. Thousands of you voted her novel as our latest Reader's Choice. It's about a woman on a weekend getaway with her boyfriend who discovers a dead body in their luxury rental in Jersey City. As the plot twists and turns, Garrett also explores deeper themes. And book club producer Danielle Parker will share some of the questions and comments from our readers during this show. Hi, Danielle.
Hi, Mary. Missing White Woman turns the idea of a whodunit on its head as our heroine, who has a very complicated past, searches for the truth in a murder. Missing White Woman also delves into the power of social media, the hurt from betrayal, and the freedom of forgiveness. And readers couldn't get enough.
I'm usually a very, very slow reader. For some reason, I flew through this book.
This one was a page turner.
With respect to the social media, she presented the good that it can do, as well as the horrifyingly bad things.
It still has the sarcasm in it. There's still that humor in it.
I never can figure out the plot or who done it.
And I'm not going to be a spoiler, but that ending, oh my God. Loved it.
And yes, that ending. No spoilers here, but man, there's a lot more to discuss. Mary?
And Danielle, such a page turner, that murder mystery that takes us on this thrill ride for readers. I got a chance to catch up with our author in Jersey City, where part of the story takes place.
Jersey girl, you know, I love New Jersey. I always leave and I come back.
And how fitting that Jersey plays a major role in Kellye Garrett's heart-stopping new novel, Our Reader's Choice, Missing White Woman. And the very place I had the opportunity to interview her plays a pivotal role in this thriller.
Welcome to Hyatt House. Thank you. I walked over, talking fast as I did. Partly because I was so nervous, and partly to not give her time to think.
In regard to locations in New Jersey, you found so many of them for this story.
Yes. Yeah, I wanted to do Jersey City. I wanted to kind of a place that you could kind of see New York. So yeah, and I just think Jersey City is such a fun, great place. I have friends who live here. It's such a fun place to be.
Yeah, exactly. And this spot is
it's amazing. It's a gorgeous view, right?
As for that gorgeous view, we decided to take it all in on the rooftop lounge. One of the pieces of advice that you had, I thought, was absolutely perfect. That sometimes you have to get away from it all in order to really focus on just your writing.
So many distractions at your house, right? Like you might want to clean something, you might want to eat something. So you go to a hotel room, there's no distractions.
And
so.
What place like this, how perfect,
exactly.
right? Because you have the entire city
skyline.
Exactly.
That's you're in a good mood. You want to write because it's so pretty, right?
I love it. That's such a good idea, really, for any writer.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Especially if you're on a deadline.
Right, have your own moment.
Yeah.
And you had a deadline, too,
yes.
so you really had to really zero in.
A lot of hotel time at the end.
Garrett is used to the deadline pressure. As a writer in television dramas, including Cold Case, her style has developed into a compulsively gripping one.
That's when I remembered. Ty was gone, and I was here, with the body of some woman who had to have broken in and fallen down the stairs sometime this morning while I'd been sound asleep.
I do think that background on TV helps me because it's dialogue. It has to sound realistic, but not be. Because in real life, it's all, but you can't have that, right, as you're writing, right? So it has to just seem like it's realistic. So I think my TV background helped with that. I think the other thing that helps is I write first person, you know, so you're actually in my character Bree's head, what she's thinking, reading and you're finding out things as she's finding them out too. You know, I think that helps as well.
And if you're wondering what she may be working on next, is there some idea that's kind of swirling about your head that you've been like, you know what, I've been thinking about that.
I want to do like a fun update on Thelma and Louise. You know, with like 2024, 2 black women.
They made it.
Yeah. I think that's fun. That's such a great movie, and it's from my childhood, but I still think about it a lot.
Yeah.
I think it'd just be a fun thing to update.
Wow, that's such a great idea.
So, yeah.
And Kellye, thank you so much for joining us.
Nice to see you again, Mary.
And congratulations on being named the Reader's Choice.
Still so excited. Thank you.
I know, I'm so excited too. It was so great to read the book. I love so many parts of it, but I think what I loved most was just not knowing what was coming next.
I did my job, yay!
Yeah. It was like I was on the edge of my seat the end of every chapter. What's going to go on? I mean, that's part of it, right? When you're doing your writing and figuring out what you're going to do and how this is going to transpire.
That's the dream, is that you are wanting to know what happens. You're flipping pages right away, trying to find out, want to stay up late.
And you know, your main character is someone that I just really wanted to get to know. I was just enjoying her so much, and I felt that anxiety for her from that first chapter.
I hate to say that I'm happy that you felt anxious, right? I feel bad saying I'm happy you felt like that.
As an author, these are all the things you're hoping for. We have so many questions from our book club members. I know you got a chance to see some of them earlier, and do they have questions for you? So I want to head over to Danielle, and she has them for us. Danielle.
That's right, and boy, do they have questions, because during our mid-read meetup over Zoom, it was apparent that we had several members of the unofficial Kellye Garrett fan club, and a few of them said they had read Kellye's other books, including her cozies. So our first question is from Barbara.
The universal themes that flow through all of her books, I pick up a lot an author that is extremely courageous, that's willing to take on a genre and different topics and characters of color. And I wonder what informed her personality in the way that she became the person that she is as an author to take those risks.
It is such a good question. So tell me, how did that all begin for you?
I think I just come from a family of really strong Black women especially, but just people. And I think they instilled a confidence in me to just go for it, you know, and I'd like to, it's good to know that it comes across in my writing as well.
Did you always know that writing was in your future? Did you feel that?
When I was 5, Mary, I wanted to do it, you know, and it took a long time to do it, but like 5-year-old me would be so happy that we're sitting on the couch right now with you.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? You know, you told me something really spectacular when we had a chance to talk at the Hyatt House, and that was that you actually don't like the process of writing.
I hate it. I hate it. People are always shocked, like, you're a writer who hates writing, like cooks like cooking. You know, chefs like to cook, and the blank page scares me. You know, the idea I can write anything on the planet, like I can write anything, scares me. So I have to do baby steps with it.
Yeah, well, those baby steps really work. And how about the timing on all of this? I mean, you have this great idea, and then do you start right away, or do you sort of think through the plot and all of the chapters, and how are we going to move things forward?
I'm an outliner, so I do have to think about it. You know, sometimes I call it my back brain. If I'm just walking down the street, if I'm half asleep, you know, people say you have the best ideas when you're half asleep. Yeah. Sometimes I do. And so I have to do a lot of thinking about it and outlining it. I usually know the big plot points, the twist. I always know who did it, but the fun of the actual writing is how to get to those plot points.
Wow, it's so interesting, because I do remember when I was in the middle of writing too, sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night and I'd actually have to write it
Otherwise
down.
You forget.
Right, and you know, the next morning be like, wait a minute, I gotta get back to that thought.
Brilliant. What was I thinking?
What was that thought? Yeah. So that's really fascinating, because it's sort of just always swirling about in your head. Yeah. Is that how it works?
Yes, it does. You know, I'm always thinking about it. Maybe it might be a piece of dialogue. It might be a big plot twist. I usually have a notebook, a journal I keep with me. I can't always read my handwriting though. So if I don't have the journal, I go with the notes app. So otherwise, like you, I forget it.
Yeah, and also just going back, because you said you wanted to be a writer from 5. So were you always a reader?
Yes, my mom's a huge reader, and because of that, I think she read to me, you know, and I wanted to be like my mom, so I always read, and I always had full access to her bookshelves.
Was there any favorite author that you still go to now?
I loved Sue Grafton. I love Valerie Wilson Wesley. I was reading, I don't know, was out reading murder mysteries when I was 11, so I don't know what that says about me.
But look at it, it worked. How about that? How about we check in back in with our book club members because they have so many questions. Hey, Danielle.
Hey, Mary. I love that Kellye was reading murder mysteries as a preteen. I love that. You know, so she's talked a little bit about her early inspiration. But for Missing White Woman, readers also want to know if any part of the book is autobiographical. The main character, Bree, goes through a lot. And one of the book's key plots involves Bree's relationship with her former best friend, Adore. So Susan wants to know this.
My question for Kellye is whether she's ever been betrayed by a friend as Bree was by Adore.
Wow, there's very personal questions here. I mean, what is your answer to that one?
I think we've all had a falling out with a friend, and I always say that I think that first friend breakup is as bad as like a first relationship breakup. Your heart's broken, right? Luckily, it's not been to that extent, but I've definitely had falling outs with.
But in the book, you definitely feel for her.
Yes, yeah. That was an extreme situation. With
Sure. And another one that I didn't see coming.
Okay.
That was a lot of pieces of it. It was like you didn't see it coming, but there it was right before you. You know, I think even in your debut novel, there was like a bit of a personal journey that came into play. Tell me about that.
I think because I write first person, some of me has to be there. Usually it's in the sarcasm or the thoughts on life. With my first book, at that time, I was kind of like an out of work screenwriter, you know, angsty about life, you know, angsty about being in Hollywood. And so with my first book, Hollywood Homicide, which is the Detective by Day series, I didn't want to make her just like me, so she's not an out of work writer, she's an out of work actress.
But it was based on a billboard, right?
Yes, the idea of I was driving down the street and I saw a billboard offering a $10,000 reward for information on a murder, and I was so broke at the time I thought I should try to solve it to get the money, and my mom would have killed me. I would have been on the billboard, you know, but it ended up being a really good idea for a book.
And that is often how books come about.
Yes.
It's just this inspirational thought or something that you're researching while you're in the middle of social media scrolling or probably just an internet research.
Right. You never know where it's going to hit, you know. It could just be a thought. Even reading someone else's book, you might think it's going to go a certain way and it doesn't. You're like, oh, that's something I could do for myself.
It's such good advice too for people who are just thinking about writing, is that sometimes it doesn't take a lot. Sometimes it just takes a moment.
Exactly, and for all of us it's different. You know, your process is going to be different than my process, and it's both valid processes, so. Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but Kellye, stay right with us. We have so much to talk about. Missing White Woman, our reader's choice. We're going to talk about more complicated feelings about her main character, Bree. That's coming up.
Bree comes across as being kind of scared of her own shadow. And yet, when you think about it, she got on that train or whatever and went to a place that she had never been before. So she's more courageous.
The unspoken thing about the character development was the plight of the Black woman. She showed what she was made of. She showed her courage. She showed her determination. She showed her fear, and she showed how she handled it. That was the other part of it. And that was just so inspiring to see.
It's kind of in line with what Sandy was saying, because I was wondering which did Kellye put more emphasis on, or was it supposed to be equal? Her vulnerability from her past, or her vulnerability as being a Black woman in a predominantly white area, and not just a white area, but an upper middle class white area. So that really played a lot in her story and in her character.
Kellye, they have so many questions and such good ones because there is such deep development of your character throughout the book. Tell us about crafting her, and did you know where she would end before you even started?
I did. I think I've written 4 books, and she's the most vulnerable character I've written. You know, her backstory is that she was falsely accused by the police of having drugs, and it put her life on pause. And so when we meet her, it's been 10 years, she's still in the same job, still at the same apartment she lived in college. And so now this is like the first time she's ventured out to someplace different with her boyfriend for a trip, which obviously goes wrong, you know, and I wanted her journey to be finding her strength again, to hit play. Yeah. I wanted by the end to get the sense that she was going to hit play again.
She really needed that.
Yes.
Yeah, you're really rooting for her throughout. Like, you've been through so much.
I know, seriously.
Oh, really,
she deserves a happy ending.
She does deserve a happy ending. And throughout, I was hoping that she would find her own way. Besides everything that was going on, it was like kind of this personal journey for her as well.
I think even though the plot was interesting, for me, the characters and the relationships are the heart of the book. And so, yes, I wanted at the end for everyone to feel like Bree would be okay.
Yeah, and that courage really comes through. Yeah. As for your writing, I know you said that you do something quite fabulous. You pair with a friend on Zoom just to get that little inspiration to keep going. Maybe you should tell us about that, because I think other writers would really appreciate it.
Of course, it's called sprinting. And it's, like you said, we get together, we might gossip for about 10 minutes, but then we do write for about 25-minute chunks. And the great thing is, like you said, writing is so solitary that it's nice to kind of make it a more social event. And obviously, I'm writing my book, my friend was writing their book, and at the end of our 25 minutes, we can talk about what we wrote. Oh, I had a good idea about this character or this twist, and you get instant feedback too. So it's really collaborative. I somehow managed to find a collaborative way to write a book.
It's so true, because I always felt like I was kind of on an island.
It is,
you know.
You are.
So I think that is really, really wonderful idea.
You by yourself with just a computer.
Come on, yeah, you need your girlfriends. All right, let's check back in with our book club members. Why don't we, Danielle? I know they have a lot more questions for you.
They do, and we all need our girlfriends, no matter what. And I love that about this book, is that, well, I won't tell you because you'll have to read it. So there are a lot of elements of the book that grab you. So there's the murder, there's Bree's past, her relationships, as we've talked about, with her mother, her boyfriend, and her former best friend. But one thing is striking without even opening the book, and that's the title, Missing White Woman. So here's Mary Ann's question.
I just wanted to ask her a little bit about the title of the book, because Missing White Woman, and the implication being, like, if you're a white woman and you go missing, there's going to be much more attention paid than if you're a Black woman. But it never followed through with the actual plot.
So I know you did touch upon that, as well as putting a major focus on social media. So maybe take us through that a little bit.
Take us through the idea of social media.
Yeah.
I think like they were saying, that Missing White Woman is the idea that it gets more attention, usually in the media, but now with social media, you know, it gets out, you know, and it can be on Twitter, it can be on TikTok, it can be on a variety of platforms. And you can also learn information quicker now too. But the good and bad of that is that it might not always be accurate information, you know, and that you don't really think about how that could actually harm the people affected.
Yeah, in your case, you know, something's going viral, but it's not at all true.
Right, exactly. And it's entertaining for the people, you know, online, hitting like, making comments, but when it comes to the people affected, like Bree, it's the scariest thing on the planet.
Sure is hurtful too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we have another question from our book club, so let's get back over to you, Danielle.
Yes, and Mary and Kellye, in fact, our next question has to do with social media, because there are many memorable characters in this book, including Billy. She's the force on social media in the book who drives a lot of the action in the most unexpected ways. No spoilers here, but talk about twists and turns you won't see coming. So one of our readers named Joe was very curious about Billy. Here's his question.
The whole character, Billy Reagan, I wonder if she based that on, what kind of research she based that on, because that's, you know, a lot of activists and influencers online, you know, they'll go off and, for lack of a better word, half-cocked on an opinion on something without a whole lot of facts, and it's kind of something you see repeated over and over again in social media, and it's just, I wonder if what kind of amalgamation of things she saw online that led to her creating that character like that.
You know, Joe, it's a great question. I think so many of us had that question too about her.
I have to thank Joe for calling it research. Yes, I spent a lot of hours on the internet, but it was all research. So thank you, Joe. But yeah, I think I'm just a person like everyone else who is interested in other people's stories. You know, like everyone else, true crime interests me. And I think that's where it came from, and I guess that's the research, is just me being on the internet, really just following the same things that go viral like everybody else.
Yeah, was there one person in particular that you were sort of zeroing in on as you were writing her character?
Not in particular. There were several people, I don't want to name anyone, but there were several people, you know, that I found interesting in terms of how their internet sleuthing.
A number of elements in the book felt very current and inspired by the here and now, and that's really your writing is like today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not creative enough. We talked about this. I'm not creative enough to do anything in the past, in the history or sci-fi or anything like that. So you know, it's easy for me to write about today. I think there's so many interesting elements going on with the advent of social media. I'm old enough that I can remember like the first time signing on to America Online, and like I've had my Twitter profile for over a decade. You know, so having seen it and kind of seeing how it changes things always fascinates me.
It really does, and in your book, it really leaves us with this thought that will there be a second book coming in regard to Missing White Woman? Will we meet your character again?
You know, like we talked about before, I wanted her to have a happy ending, and I feel like if I do another book, I have to put her through so much drama. I want her to be happy. So maybe one day, if I have a good idea and I feel like it's been a while that she's been happy, I might go back to that story.
But we're going to give her a moment to really just
breathe.
Enjoy her life.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. We're going to be right back to talk to you so much more, but Kellye, hang on there. We have more questions for you. See you in a moment. Welcome back to our book club meetup. We've been talking with Kellye Garrett, the author of Missing White Woman. Thousands of you voted it in as our reader's choice, and we had the real pleasure of reading it over the past month, and we were really stuck in it. Tell me, Kellye, how long did it take you to write this book?
Longer than I thought. It took about a year, you know, and then with publishing, they want to have it done a year before it comes out. So it's like a 2-year process overall. I think total about 7 drafts, which is the final 7, draft 7.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, I remember writing and then rewriting.
Yes.
Writing.
I hate writing, but I love rewriting.
Yeah,
actually.
Rewriting is such a big part of the writing process.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about what you were working on next. Yes. So now we know it took about a year to write, 2 years to publish. So might we see something in the next couple of years from Kellye Garrett again?
2026, hopefully. You know, I'm thinking of ideas, like in the middle of the night, coming up with great ideas. I haven't thought of the exact one yet, so it's going to probably be a little bit of time. But I've been so excited with doing so many great things with Missing White Woman like this. It's been a dream come true, so I'm just trying to enjoy it.
We've been cheering for you all this time. I mean, really, Kellye, so thrilled. And I know you've been doing so many more events. Well, you're going to, is it Canada coming
Toronto on Saturday to the Motive Mystery Festival. It's going to be fun. It's my 2nd time going.
All right. Yes. Well, we are really excited for you. And please keep us posted on what's coming next. I know our readers are going to be really interested in your writing process. And I'm really thrilled that we had a chance to talk. And thank you for the tour of Jersey City. It was
thank you for coming to Jersey, coming across the river.
I mean, what a skyline, you know, from that location. It's just so beautiful. And I love that you did so much of your writing there. Just kind of get away.
It's a beautiful hotel. As you can see why I was inspired.
Kellye, thank you again for being with us.
Thank you, Mary.
Really such a
I really
thrill.
Appreciate you and Danielle.
And thank you for joining us. Be sure to watch CBS 2 News this morning on Tuesday, June 11th, when we announce our next 3 Fic Picks.